UI/UX design is a dynamic field that is always progressing. As the technology advances and user behaviors change, designers need to keep themselves informed about the current trend and effective methods to produce the successful designs. Therefore, UI/UX designs necessitates ongoing learning and adjustment in order to stay at the forefront of the industry. Hey everyone, I welcome you all to today's session on UI/UX tutorial. Now let us dive into the agenda for our discussion. But before we go ahead, kindly make sure you subscribe to our Edureka's YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest Edureka videos. And if you are interested in our UI/UX certification course, then the link given in the description box, please go and check it out. So coming back to our agenda, firstly we will look into what is UI design. Then followed by we will see what is UX design. Then after that we will look into why UI/UX designs are very important. Then we will see some of the difference between UI and UX. Then followed by we have UI and UX design process, and we will see some of the examples of UI/UX designs. Then moving ahead, we will look into some of the projects of UI/UX designs and principles of UI/UX designs. Then finally, we will wind up this session by looking on some of the tools of UI/UX designs. So I hope you all clear with the agenda. Now let us move on to the first topic, that is what is UI design. UI design encompasses the visual and interactive aspects of the digital product. It mainly focuses on creating and engaging the intuitive interfaces for the user. It involves a combination of art and science, as designers need to consider both aesthetic and the usability in their designs. UI designers are responsible for creating the visual elements that users interact with, such as the button, menus, forms, and icon that you use, right? So they make design decisions regarding the color schemes, typography, layout, and the visual hierarchy to create a visually appealing and the consistent interfaces. They work closely with the UX designers, and these UI designers work closely with the UX designers, developers, stakeholders, and they understand the user's needs, behaviors, and their goals and the technical constraints. To create these kind of effective UI designs, developers follow a systematic process. First, they start with the research and they analyze and they gain the insights into the target audience and their preferences. They first create wireframes or sketches to outline the basic structure and layout of the interface. From there, they progress to creating high fidelity mockups using design softwares like Sketch, Figma, or the Adobe XD. In summary, if I want to tell you, UI design involves the creation of visually appealing and the user-friendly interfaces. It requires a combination of design skills and understanding of the user needs, and they need to collaborate with the UX designers and the developers to deliver the expected output and the design that the user needs. So I hope you understood what is UI design. Now let's move on to UX design. UX design is nothing but your user experience designs. So it is multidisciplinary field that mainly focuses on creating the products and the services that provide meaningful and engaging user experiences. It involves understanding the user's needs, behavior, and their goals as the UI designers do. But UX designers that needs to meet those needs while ensuring the usability, accessibility, and overall satisfaction of the user. The process of UX designer begins with the user research and the analysis, and the UX designer conduct the user research through the methods such as the survey, interviews, and the observation to gain insights into the user perceptions, pain points, and behavior. They also analyze the competitor products and industry trends to identify the opportunity and the challenges. Based on the research finds, UX designers create the user persona and the user journey maps. Whereas your user persona are the fictional representation of the target user, while user journey maps out the steps and the tough points users go through while interacting with the product. So, overall, UX design is a user centered approach that aims to create the products and the service that delivers exceptional experiences. It involves understanding the user, designing the intuitive user interface, and continuously refining the design based on the user feedback. And you need to keep in mind that the UX design plays a vital role in ensuring the product are useful, usable, and enjoyable for the user. Ultimately, driving customer satisfaction and the business success are the goal for your UX designers. Now, let us see why UI and UX are very important in today's field. UI and UX designs is very important because it helps to create the product and the service that they ease to use, intuitive and enjoyable for the user. A well-designed user interfaces and user experiences can help the product to increase the user engagement, retention and satisfaction, which can ultimately lead to higher conversions and revenues for businesses. So, let me give you some of the reasons why UI UX designs are very important. The first thing that is your user satisfaction. UI UX design helps create products that meet their needs and the expectations of the user. By understanding the user behavior, emotions, and their pain points, designers can create a seamless and enjoyable experience that satisfy the user and keep them coming back. And next thing you need to keep in mind that your brand loyalty. A well-designed UI and UX can help build a brand loyalty and increase the customer retention. By providing the user with a positive experience, they are more likely to become a loyal customer and advocates for the brand. UI UX design also increases the engagement. A user-friendly interfaces and a satisfaction experiences can help increase user engagement with the product. Users are more likely to spend more time on the product that is easy to use and enjoyable, leading to increased user engagement and a higher likelihood of the conversion. Then, the competitive advantages. In this crowded marketplace, a well designed UI and UX can give a product a competitive advantage. By offering a superior user interfaces or the user experiences, a product can stand out from its competitor and attract more users. And finally, it is very important, it drives increased revenue. A positive user experiences can lead to increased revenue for your businesses. By creating a product that is very easy to use and it is very engaging, then obviously users will come back to the product and they will be engaging with it all the time, which eventually drives us more revenue. So now we understood why UI UX is very important. Now let us see some of the difference between UI and UX design. So, as I said you before, UI and UX designs are two essential components of a product design that are often used interchangeably, but they refer to a different aspect of the design and development process. So, your UI designs focuses on creating a visually attractive and intuitive interface that users can easily navigate and interact with the application. It includes the graphical and interactive elements of a product, such as the button, menus, icons, colors, and many things that you see in the front end, right? And the other graphical components. So, UI designers aim to make the product look beautiful and appealing, and that interface should be easy to use and very visually pleasing, right? Whereas, on the other hand, your UX design involves creating the satisfying and seamless experience for the user when they are interacting with the product. UX design takes into account that the entire user experiences from the moment they start interacting with the product until they complete their task. UX designers conduct research, analyze the user behavior and the emotions, and they create the user persona and they develop the prototype to ensure that the product meet the user needs and they satisfy the users. So let us see some of the points I have mentioned here. So your UI is a visual and interactive design of a product. So it mainly focuses on the beautiful and interactive attractive interfaces. Now, if you take a look at the UX design, it entirely focuses on the user experience of a product. So, if I want to summarize, your UI designs and UX designs are related, but they are two distinct components that serve different purposes in the design products. A well designed UI is essential for creating an attractive and intuitive interface. But a successful UX requires a research, analysis, and a prototype to ensure that the product meets the user's needs and provide a satisfying and seamless experiences while they use the product. So both are very important if you are creating a application. Now let us see the UI and UX design process. The UI and UX design process involves several steps. So the first process in our list is the research and analysis. So UI or a UX designers needs to conduct the user research through methods like survey, interviews and observations to gather insights about the target audience. And they need to analyze the collected data to identify the user's needs, pain points, motivations and behaviors, and they need to explore the industry trends, competitor analysis, and market the research to gain a broader understanding of the product landscape and understand the user expectations. Then finally, synthesize the research findings to inform the design decisions and ensure they align the user requirements. And the second thing is the user persona creation. Based on the research data that we have done in the research and the analysis step, it develops the user persona that represents the frictional characters and embodying the key user characters, goals, and behaviors. Give each persona a name, age, background, and demographics to make them related and memorable for the design team. Include details such as the user preferences, motivations, goals, challenges, and technology usage patterns. User personas help designers empathize with the user, make the user centered decisions, and they maintain a consistent focus on user needs throughout the user design. And the third thing is the user journey mapping. In this step, you need to create a visual representation of the user journeys and the interactions with the product, from initial discovery to the task completion. Identify different touch points and channels through which users engage with the product. Outline the user actions, emotions, and pain points at each stage and the journey. User journey maps help the designers to understand the user flow, identify the area of improvements, and they ensure a seamless and satisfying experiences across all stages. And the next process is your wireframe creation. Develop low fidelity wireframes that represent the structure and layout of the user interface. Use simple shapes and placeholders to depict key elements such as the navigation menu, content blocks, and interactive components. Focus on information hierarchy, content prioritization, and overall user flow rather than visual design details. Wireframe serves a blueprint for the interface, allowing the designers to iterate and make adjustments before moving to the visual design stages. Next process is your prototyping. Create interactive prototypes that stimulates the user experiences and functionality of the final product. Use prototyping tools or the software to incorporate interactive elements, transitions, and the user interactions. Test different user flows, validate the design concepts, and gather the feedback from stakeholders and the potential users. Prototyping helps the identity usability issues and refine the user experiences and make the informed design decisions before investing in the development. Then finally, the user testing. Conduct usability testing sessions with the representative users to observe their interactions with the prototype or the product itself. Define specific tasks and scenarios for the user to complete, capturing their feedback, observations, and the difficulties. and analyze your user behavior and the feedback to identify area of improvement and validate the design decisions. User testing helps designers uncover the usability issues, understanding the user perceptions, and refine the decision based on real user feedback. So, these steps from a cyclic process where the insights are gained from each stages and they inform the subsequent stages, allowing for continuous refinement and the improvement of the UI and UX design. Now, let us see some of the popular examples that the UI UX are being used. The first example is very popular, that is your Apple iPhone. Apple's iPhone is a great example of UI UX design. The user interface is intuitive and easy to navigate with a simple and attractive design element that make it a pleasant to use, right? So the user experiences is also carefully crafted to be seamless and enjoyable, with the features such as the Face ID and the intuitive gesture that make using the iPhone is a pleasure. Then the second example in our list is Airbnb. Airbnb's user interface is clean and simple, with easy to use search filters that helps the user to find the perfect accommodation. The user experiences is also carefully crafted with the personalized and recommendations and the review that help the user make the informed decisions about where to stay. And last but not least is our Google Maps. As you all know, Google Maps is an excellent example of UI UX design. The user interface is clean and easy to use, with an intuitive features such as the voice navigation and real-time traffic updates that makes it easy to use. The user experiences is also carefully designed, with the features such as the personalized recommendations and the reviews that help user to find the best place to go. So these are just a few examples of UI UX design in action. In each case, the user experiences and the user interface are carefully designed to be intuitive, enjoyable, and engaging with the product, which helps to improve the user satisfaction and drive the business success. So, as like the examples, there are few projects that you can work on. In such case, I will be giving you few examples of the projects. So, the first thing is your e-commerce website. So, as you all know, there are millions of websites that are available today, but it is never ending, right? So, you can also create e-commerce website with a beautiful UI and satisfying UX. So, this e-commerce website requires a careful consideration of both UI and UX design principles. The UI should be visually appealing with a clear and easy to use layout. And the UX should be also designed to make the shopping experiences as easy and convenient as possible. For example, features like on-clicking order and the personalized product recommendation can improve the user experiences. And next thing is the mobile apps. So same like e-commerce website, there are many mobile apps that are available. So, the mobile app's UI design is becoming increasingly important as many people use smartphones and tablets today. The UI should be designed to work well on small screens with easy to use navigation and clear calls to action. The UX designs should be a design to be easy to navigate and simple and seamless with the features such as push notification and in-app message to keep user engaged. Next is gaming app. Gaming app UI UX designs is becoming increasingly important as like your e-commerce and your mobile apps. The UI and the UX should be designed to keep the user engagement and the user visually appealing and with clear call to actions. With these kind of features such as the social sharing and in-game rewards. So as like examples, these are just a few examples of UI UX projects. In each case, the goal to create a product that meets the need of the user and provides the positive user experiences. The design process is iterative And designers often make changes and improvement based on the user feedback to ensure that the final product is user friendly and enjoyable. Now, let us see some of the principles of UI UX. So, let me give you some of the key principles of UI UX designs. The first thing is your user centered design. The most important principle of UI UX design is to focus on the needs and the preferences of the user. Designers should conduct the research to understand the user behavior and the pain points and design the product to meet their needs. Next thing is your consistency. Consistency in UI and UX design is important for creating a predictable and easy to use interface. By using the elements such as the typography, colors, and layout should be consistent throughout the product that the user are using. Next thing is your clarity. The UI should be clear and easy to understand with a clear hierarchy of the information and a logical flow. Users should be able to easily find the information they need and complete the tasks without any confusion. Next is your simplicity. Simple UI designs can make a product easier to use and more visually appealing. Designers should aim to eliminate unnecessary elements and create a clean and minimal designs. Next is our accessibility. Accessibility is an important point to consider in UI UX design. Designers should ensure that the product is usable by people with the disabilities, such as those who are visually impaired or having motor disability. And next thing is the feedback. Providing feedback to the user is an important principle of UI UX design. Users should receive feedbacks when they complete an actions, such as the confirmation message or the visual cue, followed by our flexibility. UI UX design should be flexible enough to accommodate a range of user preferences and needs. For example, users should be able to customize the interface to suit their preferences, such as changing the font size or the color scheme. And the final and the important thing is our performance. UI and UX design should take into account that the performances of the product, the user should not experience any delay or the slow loading time, which can negatively impact the user experience. By following these kind of principles, designers can create the products that are intuitive, easy to use, and enjoyable for the user. And the final topic in our list is the UI UX tools. There are a wide range of tools available for UI UX design, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. So let me give you some of the most popular tools that is used by the UI UX designers. The first in our list is Sketch. Sketch is a popular vector graphic editor that is widely used by the UI UX designers. It is particularly useful for the creating wireframes, prototypes, and the user interfaces. And the next thing is your Adobe XD. The Adobe XD is a vector-based tool that is designed especially for the UI UX design. It allows the designers to create high-fidelity prototypes and the user interfaces as well as collaborative with the team members and the clients. Next is Figma. Figma is a cloud-based design tool that is very popular for its collaborative feature. It allows multiple users to work on a project simultaneously, making it ideal for remote teams. Then we have InVision. InVision is a prototyping and collaborative tool that is popular among the UI UX designers. It allows developers to create interactive prototypes, or they conduct the user testing and collaborative with the team members and stakeholders. Then finally we have Axure RP. Axure RP is a wireframing and prototyping tool that is very popular among the UX designers. It allows the UX designers to create complex interactive prototypes and the user flows as well as conduct the user testing and gather the feedback. So these are a few examples that I can give you in the available tools for UI UX designers. Ultimately, the choice of tools will be depending on the designer's individual needs and preferences, or as well as the requirements of the project too. So, to learn all the UI UX tools, principles, and all the above topics that I have mentioned, so I can give you a simple platform to learn everything in just one click. So, as you all can see, this is our landing page of UI UX design certification course. So, if you just scroll down, you can see skills covered during your UI UX design course. So, all the design thinking and problem solving skills are covered, and the qualitative and the quantitative user research is covered with a wireframing and prototyping, visual and the UI designs, responsive designs for both web and mobile apps, and the agile methodology and the iterative approach. So, as I mentioned lastly in the tools, so we have Figma, Sketch, InVision, and many more tools that is covered in this curriculum. So, you can come to our official UI UX design certification course and check out for the more features and learn a lot out of it. So, if I want to conclude on UI UX designs, so these are very important aspects of creating a digital product. By following all these principles, and UI UX designers can create a visually appealing and user friendly product that meets all the needs of the users. So, this brings us to the end of the session on UI UX tutorial. We have a lot more videos on this topic, so make sure you get all the updates by clicking on the bell icon. I hope you have a good understanding on UI UX design tutorials after watching this video. If you want to get certified in UI UX design, then we have a certification course link that is given in the description box. So let's see you in the next video. Until then, happy learning.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!